Oh boy, I can already see the dislikes for this video coming in. But anyway, Naruto, Dragon Ball, how strong would Naruto be in Dragon Ball, yada yada. Just like in the previous video I did about how strong Luffy from One Piece would be in the Dragon Ball universe, I will be checking out how tough our ninja friend really is. We are going to be analyzing Naruto's powers, abilities and feats and compare them to the absolute goated peak fiction that is Dragon Ball. Before we get into the flame war that is this video, let's just talk about some of the rules I will be applying for videos like these. For these types of videos, I typically stick to about 5 core rules. Rule number 1, power levels are bullshit. As most of you probably know, power levels were used a ton in early to mid Dragon Ball Z, and they are a numerical value to indicate how strong someone is. The problem is that they make no sense, honestly. Like, an example of this is that Roshi and Piccolo were seen destroying the moon when their power level was around 300. Skip forward to Raditz, who, with a power level of 1200, was seemingly not capable of the same thing. Another thing is that Saiyan Saga Vegeta claimed he could destroy the Earth, but we had actually never seen him destroy a planet in canon material at that point in time. Him destroying planet Alia is a filler, so I won't actually include it in these videos. The thing with Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z is that Toriyama just really didn't have a set plan or established power skill ready to go just yet. He just kind of winged it. Rule number 2, we start at 0. I will select several characters to compare our Jolly Orange Ninja to in order to see where he scales in terms of power. We start our way at Dragon Ball and move our way up through Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. I will not actually include Dragon Ball GT because I try to keep to the canon media only. Rule number 3, keeping it canon. Like previously stated in Rule 2, I will only include canon material for these types of videos. If I include stuff like GT or God forbid Heroes, none of the characters I will compare to Dragon Ball will stand a chance, so yeah, canon only. Rule number 4, no playing favorites. I am a massive Dragon Ball fan myself, shocking, right? But I will not actually be playing favorites in these types of videos. I will give everyone an equal chance. Rule number 5, just keep it fun. In the end, this is a video about anime power scaling. Like, this is a video about anime, guys. Like, it's not really meant to be taken super seriously. And if you do end up taking this super seriously, you might just need to go and touch some grass. With the rules being explained, let's just start by taking a look at Naruto's skill set. Naruto is the main character of the cleverly called show Naruto. I'm sure that one took a while to conjure up. Naruto is a shinobi, a fancy word for ninja. Being a shinobi, Naruto uses jutsus, which are techniques used by a shinobi to obtain the edge in battle. Some of Naruto's signature jutsus are Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto can conjure several shadow clones to aid him in battle. These clones are basically just more versions of himself with the same knowledge and techniques. Naruto is especially gifted in this jutsu compared to other ninjas. Summoning Jutsu. Naruto can summon creatures to aid him in battle. Rasengan. Naruto gathers his chakra, which is Naruto's equivalent to ki, in the palm of his hand and either slams it into his opponent or throws it at them. Tailed Beast. Naruto has a powerful entity called a Tailed Beast inside of him. These Tailed Beasts are essentially living forms of chakra and grant their hosts huge reserves of chakra to use in battle. Jinchuriki Transformation. Yeah, I'm just gonna call them furry forms because no way in hell can I continue to pronounce that word, but Naruto has merged with the fox-tailed beast inside of him and can tap into its powers. By doing so, he takes on more of a fox-like appearance with fox-like characteristics. He has the version 1 form, which just gives him a reddish aura in the shape of a fox, enhancing his combat abilities. He also has the Kurama mode, which makes him glow gold with a fiery aura, which boosts his physical and chakra abilities even more. He has his Tailed Beast mode, which is essentially a failed Kurama mode, which means that in this mode he just grows massive. He is also able to summon the massive fox outside of his body later on, allowing the two of them to fight together. Baryon mode is how Naruto would look if he regularly shopped at Hot Topic, but jokes aside, this mode grants Naruto even higher amounts of physical strength, endurance and raw chakra strength. Sage mode is probably Naruto's single strongest technique. In this state, Naruto's senses and jutsus are made even stronger and he has multiple versions of Sage mode to fight with. He has the 6-path Sage mode, which is just an upgraded form of his regular Sage mode, enhancing his strength even further. He has the Asura Kurama Sage mode, which uses his Kurama mode combined with his Sage mode to grant him the benefits of both forms. Now, obviously, Naruto has like 1,000 other jutsus up his ass, and I can't just list them all here, but I do believe that the ones I have given here give a good enough description of what Naruto is working with. Let's not daddle on any longer and get to our first matchup. Let me ask you a simple question. What do you need to fight a ninja? That's right, another ninja. The Murasaki quadruplets are shinobi employed by the infamous Red Ribbon Army. Let's take a look at what they can do. Superhuman speed. The Murasaki quadruplets can move faster than the average human eye can see. Just like Naruto, the Murasaki quadruplets can use ninjutsu like substitution, and I suppose they can kind of cheat the multiform technique or the shadow clones, but they just move very fast and confuse the enemy because there are 4 of them instead of actually summoning clones. The Murasaki quadruplets are shown to be able to use swords, daggers and throwing stars masterfully. To just get straight to the point, Naruto would just absolutely cream pie the Murasaki brothers in like 0.3 seconds. Maybe the 4 of them would have stood a chance when Naruto had his first day at school and was still in diapers, but Naruto would ass blast them without a single drop of sweat escaping from his perfect orange cheeks. Let's move on to round 2 and see how he does there. Tao Pai Pai, or as I am going to call him for the rest of this video, Mercenary Tao, is the brother of the Crane Hermit and fellow mentor to Tien and Chiao Tzu. Tao is a proficient assassin with a reputation that is known throughout the world. He was eventually hired to collect the Dragon Balls for the Red Ribbon Army. Let's check out Mercenary Tao. Mercenary Tao possesses the ability to harness his inner ki to defend himself and fire energy waves. Tao also has physical strength, speed and endurance that far exceed a normal humans. Mercenary Tao is a master martial artist of the Crane School. Mercenary Tao is not afraid to kill, in fact he makes it his primary way of fighting. Unlike guys like Goku, Tao will not hesitate to use any kind of dirty trick he can use to kill his opponents. I think Mercenary Tao would put up quite a fight against Naruto, but end up losing when Naruto pulls out one of his furry forms. From what I have seen, Naruto should be able to handle Mercenary Tao with relative ease. Naruto should however not get careless though, because once Tao sees an opportunity to corner him, he will. Tao would have no trouble grabbing one of Naruto's friends as a human shield, but the win does go to Naruto for this matchup, even though he does have to be pretty careful to not get his friends killed. Onwards to round 3. Since the Japanese community refuses to do it, I'm going to put some respect on my boy Tien. Did you know that Tien is the only rival of Goku to have actually beaten him in a fight? Piccolo has never actually beaten Goku, Vegeta has never truly beaten Goku either. Let's take a look at how Naruto would square up against the champion of the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. Tien possesses the ability to harness his inner ki to defend himself and fire energy waves. Tien has physical strength, speed and endurance that far exceed the normal humans. Tien is also a master martial artist of the Crane School just like Tao was. Tien is shown to have mastered the art of Ki. He can nullify incoming Ki Blast attacks, and this is achieved by harnessing Ki into the mouth or another body part and unleashing a powerful Ki-filled shout or energy shield that nullifies the incoming blast. Tien can split himself into 4 versions of himself. Each version has 1/4 of the power of the original Tien. Although each individual is weaker, this technique can be easily used to confuse and overwhelm the opponent. Tien is the inventor of the solar flare technique, which he can use to blind his opponents. Tien has the ability to spawn 2 extra arms from his shoulders, giving him a total of 4 arms. This essentially doubles his attacking speed. Tien can convert his very life energy into a devastating Ki Blast attack that is many times more powerful than any regular Ki Blast he fires would be. Now I need you all to understand that Tien is an absolute menace. Between his high proficiency for martial arts and plethora of strong techniques, I really do believe that Tien could give Naruto one hell of a run for his money. Sadly, I do still have to give the win to Naruto because I believe Naruto has more chakra in reserves than Tien has ki in reserves. Tien will simply suffer from exhaustion before Naruto will, and I also believe that Naruto has the edge over Tien due to his transformations. I believe that Kurama mode, Naruto should be able to beat Tien in a fight with a decent chance. But let's move on to round 4, which is also the last fight in Dragon Ball. The Demon King himself reincarnated to exact revenge on Goku and attain his dream of world domination. Piccolo Jr. is the final boss of Dragon Ball, and for good reasons. Let's have a look at what Naruto is up against. Piccolo Jr. has several busted abilities such as the ability to use Ki to defend himself and fire energy waves just like everyone before him. Piccolo Jr. also has physical strength, speed and endurance that far exceed the normal humans. Piccolo Jr. is also a Namekian, which grants him the ability to grow to enormous sizes and overwhelm his opponents, as well as regrowing lost limbs as long as he has the stamina to do it. Whilst his list of specific techniques at this point in time is not as long as Tien's was, Piccolo Jr. is capable of obliterating half of a town with a single attack. In order to beat the reincarnated Demon King, I believe Naruto will have to enter his Baryon mode at least. Piccolo Jr. will be able to regenerate for a while, so this fight will drag on for sure. And whilst I do believe that Naruto can win this, he could also easily just be overwhelmed by the just overwhelming power of Piccolo Jr. at this point. With Dragon Ball finished, we're going to move into Dragon Ball Z with our first Dragon Ball Z opponent. Raditz marks the starting point of Dragon Ball Z and is the first enemy I can see putting up a good fight against Naruto and have a good chance of winning. It took a dead Goku and an armless Piccolo to beat Raditz. Let's take a look at what Raditz can do. Raditz can use Ki to defend from incoming attacks, launch powerful attacks in the form of energy waves and fly. Raditz has physical strength, speed and endurance that far exceed any normal humans. Like every other Saiyan, Raditz can transform into the Great Ape when conditions are met, said conditions being a full moon or exposure to blood waves. People often forget that Raditz can pretty much solo a lot of anime universes by himself. Saiyans are probably the single strongest characters written in the history of anime. Their durability and powers are just absolutely bonkers, but I actually think Naruto could beat Raditz. Raditz has the unfortunate habit of being way too cocky for his own good. Using his jutsus, Naruto could easily, well, I say easily, but you get the point, get behind Raditz and grab his tail. Since Raditz was unable to overcome the Saiyan's weakness of being paralyzed when their tail is squeezed, Naruto would be able to beat him then and there. I do believe that Naruto would actually need to enter his Baryon mode or higher to be able to even get behind Raditz though. I make it sound easy, but Naruto could just as easily get ass blasted by Raditz if he is not careful. Now, moving on to the final round, which is a spoiler I suppose, but you know, if you're this deep in the video, you've probably already realized like the time is almost up. But meet Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans and also the one to end Naruto's winning streak. Before you all start complaining in the comments, hear me out, okay? Vegeta has all of the same strength that Raditz has, except for a few differences. For one, Vegeta overcame the weakness that comes with a Saiyan's tail, so that same tactic just won't work here. Secondly, Vegeta has the ability to create blood waves at will, essentially making his Great Ape transformation an on and off switch. Even if Naruto were to go full on max power Sage mode, there is absolutely no way he could hope to win against Vegeta. Especially if Vegeta goes monkey on his ass, the fight between Naruto and Vegeta would be kind of like that one scene of Clementine struggling against Ainz from the anime Overlord. Sadly for Naruto, his journey ends the moment he comes face to face with Vegeta. Now, I would like to take this time to address my recent video of how Luffy would have fared in the Dragon Ball universe, because I've had some time to reflect on it a bit and I feel like I have placed Luffy just way too high. After doing more research, I believe Luffy would not get past Raditz, maybe not even past Demon King Piccolo. Whilst researching Naruto, I found that I do not believe Luffy is stronger than Naruto like in the slightest. And since I don't believe Naruto can beat Saiyan Saga Vegeta, I would just cap him at Raditz at the most, maybe Nappa if he's lucky, but he's definitely not stronger than Naruto, and Naruto can't beat Saiyan Saga Vegeta, so I'm going to have to place Luffy behind Naruto on this tier list, I suppose. I'll just call it a tier list, but Luffy just caps out at, like, Raditz, I'd say. I think Nappa's really stretching it, so I'm just going to say he caps at Raditz. But if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It would really help to promote my channel more in the YouTube algorithm, and you would never have to miss another video ever again. Also, let me know which character you would like to see take on the Dragon Ball universe next, and I can consider making a video on it in the future. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.